Sometimes when things go away, they never come back.
The 90s were more than Saved by the Bell, Power Rangers, and Nirvana. Every now and then, you did have to take a break. And when you did, you were probably snacking on one of these 19 classic foods that defined the decade.
Don't have a cow, Dad.
Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets!
Who doesn't love pizza? Okay, now who doesn't love pizza in a portable, almost sandwich form? Luckily for anyone who lived through the 90s, Hot Pockets were the perfect anytime snack ready to be tossed in the microwave. Hot Pockets weren't quite calzones and weren't quite a hot sandwich, they were kind of both. Although now available in a multitude of varieties, for 90s kids, the pizza Hot Pocket was king. Hot Pockets were loaded with pepperoni, mozzarella, and marinara sauce, all housed within a baked crust.
Why don't you just put some broccoli in there?
The mini pizza bun, scone, sandwich, however you classify it, made for a fantastic lunch option, as it was portable, microwavable, and, well, pizza, which is always a win. Hot Pockets were a staple in most freezers across America in the 90s and continue to be a hit today.
Is that a Glock in your pocket?
Stuffed crust pizza.
Pan pizza's great, but put a ring of cheese in the crust and jackpot.
The 90s was the decade that started reinventing pizza. Pizza chains were trying new things in the 90s, with the best example being Pizza Hut and their stuffed crust. Everybody may be familiar with stuffed crust today. In fact, many of the popular chains offer some sort of stuffed crust pizza. But in the 90s, this was brand new. In 1995, the culinary geniuses at Pizza Hut decided that cheese on top of a pizza simply wasn't good enough. So let's take our boring old cheeseless crust and stuff it with mozzarella.
What will people think?
Let them talk.
Good idea? No. This was a great idea. Nowadays, Pizza Hut has taken stuffed crust to a whole new level of deliciousness, and in some cases, ridiculousness. From cheese and pepperoni to hot dogs and mini burgers. But it all started in the decade of grunge and saxophone-playing presidents.
Oh man, I want to eat pizza, I want to run around naked.
Butterfinger BBs.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
How many candy bar brands are out there? 100? 200? Who knows? Despite the overwhelming candy bar choices, the sweet chocolate treat is as popular today as it has ever been. However, back in the 90s, one candy bar stood above all the rest, thanks in no small part to a certain yellow-skinned underachiever. Butterfinger teamed up with Bart Simpson to star in many of their ads in the early 90s. The Simpsons character was arguably the most popular TV character on the planet, so seeing said character chowing down on a Butterfinger everywhere you went was nothing but a win for the candy bar brand.
I'll be your best friend. You already are.
Around that time, Butterfinger was doing so well, they introduced a new product called Butterfinger BBs. These were small, chocolate-covered crunchy balls filled with the same Butterfinger filling fans knew and loved. Basically, this was Butterfinger's version of Whoppers. BBs were in every store back in the 90s and were a fun little alternative to the standard-size original Butterfinger. Unfortunately, BBs were discontinued in the late 2000s.
Who laid a finger on Bart's Butterfinger? There are 6 suspects, but only 5 alibis.
What's an alibi?
Pillsbury Toaster Strudel.
Look out!
Pillsbury Toaster Strudel.
There are hundreds of fast and easy breakfast products on the market for those who need a morning pick-me-up but don't have time to prepare a breakfast. If you're a cereal fan, there's no shortage of options, but many want something hot to start their day.
Oh, it's so warm.
And that's exactly what you got in the 90s with Toaster Strudel. First landing on breakfast plates back in the 80s, but gaining popularity in the 90s, Pillsbury's brand of hot toaster breakfast treats were loaded with warm fruit filling and were soft and flaky. Toaster Strudel also came with a packet of icing, which was really the star of the show. What 90s kid or teen didn't grab 2 or 3 of the icing packets and load their Toaster Strudel with copious amounts of sugary goodness? By the mid-90s, Toaster Strudel became the official competitor to the then unrivaled Pop-Tart. Interestingly enough, Pop-Tarts were also extremely popular in the 90s, even though they were created in the 60s.
Got any more Toaster Strudel?
Dunkaroos.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
When it comes to trying to make lunch a bit more exciting for kids, brands have never been short on interesting ideas. Products like Lunchables, Hot Pockets, and Pizza Pockets all managed to turn an otherwise ordinary lunch into something fun and exciting. The 90s continued this tradition and were filled with lunchtime innovation, and nothing puts a smile on kids' faces faster than something sweet, especially in cookie form.
It's not enough to want a cracker.
You have to earn it.
And what if you were to take those cookies up a notch? Well, that was definitely the case with Dunkaroos. Take an animal cracker, which is a crowd pleaser on its own, and throw in some frosting, and you have yourself a game changer. Dunkaroos were little round cookies that came in both vanilla and chocolate alongside a compartment of frosting. Taking the cookie and dunking it into the frosting was the idea, and the kids ate it up literally. Unfortunately, Dunkaroos are hard to come by in the US, but if you happen to be in Canada, there's still an abundance of those delicious D-shaped cookies lining supermarket shelves.
The last one just left.
Kid Cuisine.
Awesome meal that's made just for me.
If you're a parent, you know how hard it can be to find something your kids love to eat other than fast food. Luckily, the 90s were filled with dozens of microwavable meal options for kids, like the pizza-on-the-go Hot Pockets and toaster strudels. However, when you need a quick, complete dinner, there's nothing better than the classic go-to, the microwave dinner.
How can you put that filth into your body?
Microwave or TV dinners have been around since the 50s, and while they've never been anything besides a quick and easy meal, there was never a version marketed exclusively to kids until the 90s. Kid Cuisine were kid-pleasing meals perfect for lunches and dinners with colorful and fun box art. Some of the meals kids could look forward to were hamburger pizza, chicken nuggets with mac and cheese, and a burger. All Kids Cuisine meals came with a brownie and a free fun pack inside, because nothing goes better with lunch than dessert and a free gift.
How about a Kid Cuisine dinner?
Sunny D.
Let's see, we got soda, purple stuff. Oh, Sunny D, all right.
These days, soda pretty much dominates the drink landscape. It's hard for most other drinks out there to compete with the sodas, especially juice. However, one juice that has managed to hold its own for years against all the various soda brands is Sunny D. The orange drink was backed by a masterful ad campaign featuring commercials that preached how much more refreshing, better tasting, and just plain cooler Sunny D was compared to other drinks.
Anybody want to try this?
Sunny D was a healthy alternative to sodas and other soft drinks of the era. However, while the drink was supposedly loaded with vitamins, being fruit juice after all, Sunny D was actually closer to a non-carbonated soda than anything else, thanks in no small part to the ridiculous amount of sugar. Despite the false claims of being some vitamin-rich orange juice, Sunny D was a huge part of growing up in the 90s, and you would have been hard-pressed to find a grocery or convenience store that didn't carry the drink.
Look, Sunny D!
Wait, what the hell is purple stuff?
New to BabbleTop? Then how about hitting that subscribe button? No matter the decade, we've got the perfect videos to snack on. Now back to the 90s. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ice Cream Bar.
Right from the sewers to you!
It's difficult to describe how big a phenomenon the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were back in the late 80s and into the early 90s. The cartoon series featuring 4 pizza-loving, crime-fighting turtles was not only a big hit, but it also became a part of pop culture. No matter where you went, the chances of you coming across some sort of Ninja Turtle merchandise were almost a guarantee. The TMNTs were on everything: t-shirts, video games, toys, and, of course, food. The Ninja Turtles and food were a no-brainer, and the marketing geniuses didn't have to work too hard when using the turtles to sell their products. So around the time that the TMNT live-action movies started to hit theaters, the TMNT ice cream bars were not far behind.
Cowabunga!
Featuring all 4 of the pizza-loving turtles, the ice cream bars were colorful and came in tropical punch flavor. For some odd reason, Leonardo came with dark red gumball eyes, because nothing says hero quite like a set of piercing red eyes. Yes, it was likely because his blue mask was the same color as the other turtles' eyes, but red is still an odd choice. Eventually, as all fads go, the Ninja Turtle craze came to an end, but the ice cream bars were never discontinued and can still be found today, if you look hard enough.
Nothing more we can do. You guys want to grab pizza?
Orbitz.
No! I'm stuck in perfect orbit!
The 90s were filled with innovative drink ideas, but this one was probably the most out there. The soft drink competition in the 90s saw the rise of some classic beverages such as Fruitopia, which was created by Coca-Cola as their answer to another famous 90s beverage, Snapple. Of course, there were gimmick beverages such as Squeeze It that required kids to squeeze the sugary juice out of the bottle. However, when it came to crazy beverage gimmicks of the 90s, nothing was more creative than Orbitz. One look at a bottle of Orbitz and you'll likely wonder what's going on.
What's going on in there?
The 90s soft drink was what you got when you crossed soda with bubble tea or some kind of drinkable lava lamp. Whatever the creators were trying to accomplish, the result was a classic 90s soda. Orbit's standout feature were tiny, chewy candy balls that were on full display, floating or orbiting within the beverage. While the soda's quality wasn't exactly up there with the big brands and the gimmick eventually started to fall back to earth, Orbitz was still a smash hit.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site for more.
Arizona Beverage Company.
Mind if I have some of your tasty beverage to wash this down?
Once again, we are given a shining example of how prevalent soft drinks were in the 90s. However, this time, instead of fruit juice or a novelty soda, it's tea. Arizona Beverage Company first introduced their line of sweet teas back in 1992, and they quickly became a rival to other beverage brands like Snapple. Arizona not only offered iced tea, but the brand also offered fruit juice cocktails.
Then iced teas, 4 of them.
The brand made sure to make a big impression on the beverage market by showcasing vibrant colors on their larger-than-average cans. Nowadays, Arizona is now bigger than ever, with the brand expanding beyond the beverage world and even offering tortilla chips. However, the company will always be behind one of the defining drinks of the 90s.
Double saver delicious!
Doritos 3D.
Yo! These are the bomb!
Of all the various chip brands on the market, Doritos may be the most fun. Besides their instantly recognizable look, flavor, and signature corn crunch, Doritos' presentation has always stood out from the rest of the chip crowd. Bright colors, unique flavors, and catchy ads have made it impossible for the brand to become one of the biggest selling chips on the planet. And Doritos has never been afraid to try something new because the same old can get, well, old. In the 80s, Doritos introduced its first new flavor, Cool Ranch, and it goes without saying that the flavor was a huge hit. Of course, at this point, Doritos fans have become comfortable with the wild and delicious flavors that pop up every so often. However, in the 90s, the brand got a bit more creative and decided that instead of flavor, it would change the chip itself. The result was Doritos 3D, which first appeared on shelves in the late 90s. These new Doritos were a puffed version filled with air, making them 3D. All the familiar flavor was present, but the chip itself was now in all its three-dimensional glory. Doritos 3D was similar to other puffed corn snacks such as Bugles and came in a handful of unique flavors like Zesty Ranch. Sadly, Doritos 3D only lasted about 6 years before being discontinued in the US.
It's like they fell into another dimension.
However, you can't keep a good chip down. The three-dimensional chip made a comeback in 2020 and was available in a few new flavors. Doritos 3D are right up there with other interesting Doritos flavors that first came out of the 90s. I mean, Jumpin' Jack cheese and pizza-flavored Doritos are ideas that could only have been dreamt up in the Saved by the Bell era.
Doritos, now in 3D.
Crème Savers.
Yeah, that's a sugar rush.
From the famous chewy candies like gummy bears and worms to the soft and sticky Swedish berries and other assorted sugary fare, candy can put a smile on the young and young at heart. And while the soft stuff may be fun, there's something about the intense flavor of the hard candies. You know the kind, the rock-hard, teeth-cracking kind that are so smooth you can see your reflection in their glass-like rounded surfaces. Werther's Originals with their toffee, buttery goodness are great, but for that intense, creamy, fruity blast, you can't go wrong with Crème Savers.
No, you can't. Don't even try.
Yes, the same company that created Lifesavers decided to step away from hard fruit candy and give folks a dose of rich creaminess. Crème Savers made their debut in the late 90s and were an instant hit. The creamy hard candies came in various flavors such as strawberry and orange, all while tasting like a milkshake in candy form. Unfortunately, the popular candy was discontinued back in 2011. However, Crème Savers did manage to make a comeback in 2022. Now everybody can enjoy Crème Savers, and not just those who grew up in the 90s.
It's the best day ever.
Oreo Cakesters.
Babs awesome.
The Oreo is undoubtedly one of the most iconic cookies on the planet. With a history stretching back to 1912, Oreo has been a household name for over a century. In fact, the cookie predates both world wars, rock and roll, and the NFL. So it's safe to say that this cookie's been around the block a few times. It's simplicity at its best. 2 crispy chocolate cookies with creamy white filling sandwiched between them. And who hasn't, at some point in their lives, separated the cookie from the icing, eaten the icing, and then dunked the remaining cookie in milk? It's practically the only way to eat the classic sandwich cookie. But perhaps because the sandwich cookie has been around for so long, the cookie scientists over at Oreo HQ have been known to tinker with the timeless classic from time to time. Throughout the years, there have been various Oreo flavors that have appeared on grocery store shelves, such as strawberry, birthday cake, and the ever-popular golden Oreo.
Where are my golden double-stuffed cookies?
Even Oreo ice cream sandwiches, and cereal have become a thing due to the popularity of the cookie. However, the 90s brought us 2 beloved snack treats in one glorious package. Oreo Cakesters first popped up in the 90s and were a big hit because anything Oreo seems to be a can't miss. This was the merging of snack cake and the classic sandwich cookie. Much like the cookie, Oreo Cakesters were made of creamy filling sandwiched between 2 chocolate cakes. Many fans of the Cakesters refer to the product as boneless Oreos, and the beloved product powered on until about 8 years ago, before vanishing from store shelves.
Did you die?
Pizza rolls.
Totino's pizza rolls. Hot, good, gone.
Pizza's usually a hit in any form. While back in the day, most pizza lovers could only enjoy the standard classic, things got a bit creative as time passed. It didn't take too long before pizza subs started showing up on the menus of sandwich shops. Marinara? Yep. Mozzarella? You got it. And so on. The pizza sub was a big hit, but hardly the last of the pizza experiment. Pizza chips, mini pizzas, pizza pops, pizza pockets, and pizza bagels were just a few of the various pizza creations that were popping up on store shelves and in the frozen food aisles. However, in the 90s, a bite-sized pizza-flavored snack perfect for parties and after-school munchies was about to become as big a part of the decade as Doc Martens and plaid. Pizza rolls first rolled out in the late 60s when a clever chef replaced the filling of a Chinese egg roll with standard pizza toppings.
Have you ever had pizza rolls?
However, it wasn't until the 90s when pizza rolls started showing up in every grocery store's freezers. The crispy, bite-sized rolls were perfect for hungry kids to scarf down on the go, and even adults had no problem palming a half a dozen and seeing how many could fit in their mouths. So everybody was a winner. The snacks have found a new life with the latest generation of kids, along with many of the iconic fashion trends of the 90s. This is in no small part due to the latest TikTok videos showcasing homemade versions of the snack in all its glory. Who would have thought that pizza ingredients stuffed into a tiny, crunchy roll would bring so much happiness to so many?
Middle school sleepover pizza rolls?
Gushers.
Gushers. Taste the blast.
1991 was a year of some history-making firsts. Nirvana's Nevermind, Metallica's Black Album, and other era-defining albums made their debut. The year was also a historic one in the world of food, with Fruit Gushers being one of the most historic snacks ever created. Okay, that may be going a bit too far, but there's no denying that Gushers took school lunches and snack time to a new level. Gushers were the latest invention by Betty Crocker. At first glance, Gushers appear to be just another run-of-the-mill fruit snack, but obviously, with a name like Gushers, fruit snack lovers knew they would be getting something more.
But wait! There's more!
Inside each Gusher was a juicy dollop of sweet, fruity goodness that would gush out of the fruit snack as soon as those teeth sank into the soft acorn-shaped bites. A blast of intense fruit flavor in the form of strawberry splash and gushing grape was like winning the fruit snack lottery for kids everywhere, and the snack has been a hit ever since. A few years ago, Betty Crocker released a new space-themed version of Gushers called Galactic Fruit Gushers. These space-age fruit snacks came in flavors like Berry Star Cluster, Asteroid Apple, and Unidentified Flavored Object, which, like the name, was a mystery flavor. Are Gushers the greatest fruit fruit snacks of all time? That's up to you to decide, but they just could be.
So you talk and you poop candy.
Trix Yogurt.
Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
Cereal is one of the greatest nostalgic foods from a lot of people's childhood. Yes, adults eat cereal, but the sugary, barely good for you, almost candy, fun kids cereals are where it's at. The 80s, 90s, and all the other decades have been and continue to be filled with so many varieties of cereal that kids likely have fits of joy when sprinting up and down the cereal aisle at the grocery store. In the case of Trix, who could forget that silly rabbit and his quest for a bowl of that sweet and crunchy cereal? However, the 90s was a decade that started to embrace healthier choices. As a result, many companies were starting to offer yogurt due to yogurt being healthier than other food products.
Finally, Trix is mine!
Seeing as many parents were including yogurt in their kids' lunches, brands began to make yogurt targeted towards kids, and Trix Yogurt was born. General Mills introduced Trix Yogurt in 1992. All the trademark colors and flavors were present and accounted for, and the Trix rabbit was front and center on the package. It wasn't exactly like eating Trix with your yogurt, but it was close enough to be a hit.
Deliciously fun flavors packed with color.
Dino Buddies.
Fast food. I like it.
Everyone knows and loves chicken nuggets. However, the 90s managed to make the already fun chicken nuggets into something even more so. Dino Nuggets first trampled their way out of the oven and onto the kitchen table sometime in the late 1990s. The arrival of the prehistoric delicacy seemed to come shortly after Jurassic Park debuted in theaters.
Let's see!
And along with it, a dinosaur craze. These tasty dinosaurs had all the deliciousness of a standard chicken nugget, but what's cooler, a T-Rex or a chicken? Well, unlike their namesake, these dinosaurs didn't go extinct, and Dino Buddies can still be found in stores today.
Chicken nuggets.
Waffle Crisp.
Sticky stacks of golden therapy deliciousness!
As mentioned earlier, nothing brings back those cherished childhood memories quite like a bowl of cereal. Of course, there was no shortage of options in the cereal aisle, and as time went on, the cereal brands started to get more creative with their products, with some brands even fashioning their cereals after other food. General Mills introduced the world to Cookie Crisp and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which are fun cereal versions of, well, cookies and cinnamon toast. Post also decided to get into the My Cereal Looks Like Another Food game by introducing Waffle Crisp.
Freshly made waffles.
Showing up on the shelves in the mid to late 90s, Waffle Crisp was exactly what you'd expect. Mini waffle-shaped cereal that had the unmistakable maple and buttery flavor of the original. Needless to say, it was a 90s hit.
And I thought the Waffle Fairy was just a bedtime story.
Caesar salad.
Make salad big!
Salad is often forgotten about when talking about delicious food. Sure, it's not as exciting as pizza or as tasty as a juicy hamburger, but salad is far more important to our health than many other foods. With that said, the 90s was a decade that started to embrace healthy eating. Picking up where the 80s left off, the 90s saw a wave of healthy products hit the shelves. However, healthy eating doesn't have to be bland and tasteless. That's where Caesar salad comes to the rescue. The famous salad became extremely popular in the 90s. In fact, just about every restaurant had a Caesar salad option.
I ordered the soup.
And home cooks were making sure that the mighty Caesar was front and center on the dining room table. The tasty salad was created long before the 1990s, but it was the grunge decade that made the salad a star again.
Come on, Caesar. Let's go.
BBQ Chicken Pizza.
Congratulations, San Francisco! You've ruined pizza!
So here's the question. Is there anything that can be done to pizza that can make it bad? Honestly, pizza's almost impervious to messing up. Placing chocolate and fruit on pizza, for example, didn't destroy pizza. It gave us the wonderful invention that is dessert pizza. And when some brave soul decided to throw a few chunks of pineapple on a pizza, Hawaiian pizza was born, and so on. Now, in the 90s, pizza innovation was one of the decade's biggest standouts. Stuffed crust and bagel bites were on dinner tables and in the refrigerators of most hungry 90s folks. However, there was another bold pizza that seems like it just shouldn't work, but does. Because, again, you just can't ruin pizza.
That's a pizza.
BBQ Chicken Pizza sprang up in sunny California in the 90s and was definitely an outside-the-established norm kind of pizza. California was responsible for many crazy combos back in that decade, but this pizza was one of the more memorable ones. At first glance, a pizza slathered in tangy barbecue sauce and red onions and topped with chicken is quite a departure from the standard marinara and pepperoni pizza lovers are used to. However, despite the jarring look and even unforgivable in some pizza purists' eyes ingredients, barbecue chicken works on pizza. Who'd have thought?
That's it. I'm done.
We've got more great videos from more great decades, so go ahead and just tap or click on one more.